I feel like I'm wearing a bomb on my wrist. That is so cool. The dial pops way more than I would have guessed.
That looks really good on you, the blue. You have to remove one though.
Damn it, Teddy. Why'd you do this to me?
Every time I talk about space on this channel, moon landing deniers everywhere.
People are getting very dumb. I'm shocked. I've got an Oris that I flex. There are too many people that I hate that wear a Submariner.
Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre here at our boutique in Cleveland. Today we're going to be helping somebody pick out their latest watch, the very talented comedian, Anthony Jeselnik. Anthony?
Hey, Teddy.
Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So I've been a fan for a while. We were just talking about that since the roast back in the day, Donald Trump, Roseanne Barr, Charlie Sheen. But I've noticed recently, with a lot of like different appearances, your most recent special, you've been wearing a lot of watches. So
Yes.
Where did this all come from, man? Because you got some serious stuff.
Thank you. I got sober about 3 years ago, and for the first time in my life, I was able to wake up with something still on my wrist. You know, I was always worried to spend more than $100 on a watch because I knew I would lose it in my escapades. And when I got sober, I wanted to celebrate 20 years of comedy. Now I'm at 23, but I was like, oh, I really want a watch. So I went, I did all my research, and I bought a watch. I bought a Cartier tank. And then I just started going down this rabbit hole of like buying watches, buying different things. And when you become a collector, you get excited about a watch, and then you're like, well, what am I missing?
Yes.
You know, if I have, you know, I've got the GMT, do I need the chrono? Do I need, you know, the dress watch? So it's just fun. I like, I go by feel, and I like different watches, so I'm here to be educated.
Excellent. Well, I'm happy to educate, but you got something sweet on the wrist right now. So you seem to like Vacheron a lot. So
I love Vacheron.
Your recent special, you're wearing a 222. I've seen you wearing the Panda Overseas Chrono, and then you have another Overseas on. Tell us what you got.
This is my Overseas dual time blue dial. This I think of as like my personal watch. It's so comfortable. I never take it off the rubber, and it's easy to wind. Like I enjoy winding this watch. That it's one of my.
That blue dial is one of the best in the industry too.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for today? You said you were looking for a new watch.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the philosophy like you're thinking about with this next purchase, and in addition, like what you have maybe in your collection. Is there like pockets? Because you talk about, I wanted the chronograph, I wanted the GMT. Like what is this next step for you? What are you looking to get today?
The next step, I'm just kind of going by feel and what I learned about a watch. You might tell me something today about an Omega that I think is, oh my God, that's incredible. I didn't know that. Because when I'm being educated, I just find something that, oh, that's special to me. I think we're gonna look at one that's like a brand new watch that has like the most accurate watch of all time. Like that excites me. Let's see, but I truly go by how it feels on the wrist.
All right, well, you teased it, so maybe we just turn around because you said like most accurate watch ever and all.
Yeah.
So it's not the most accurate watch ever, but it is the most accurate watch ever created that's powered by a mainspring.
Okay.
So this is the UFA. Let you handle that. So this just came out this year.
You know, I've seen this online, and the dial is so much more beautiful in person. I know everyone says that about Grand Seiko.
They're calling it the Ice Forest, but let's talk about the movement. So, and do you understand spring drive? Like, you like looked into spring drive, you get a concept, and if you do, that's fine. And if you don't, that's fine too. I can tell you about it.
You know, why don't you refresh my memory?
Refresh your memory.
Yeah.
So spring drive, just very quickly summarized, takes the upside of quartz technology with the upside of mechanical movements. Downside of quartz technology is that you need an external power supply. You probably have heard someone say, oh, I need to get my watch's battery changed at some point. Or mechanical watches, the challenges are that you don't have the same ability to be as accurate because the oscillator doesn't vibrate as frequently. But the other problem is friction. When you hear a watch, like when you hear that, that is just these pallets hitting up against this wheel on the inside. It's creating all this sliding friction. That's one of the biggest challenges. But what if you could take a movement that took quartz accuracy, but then was able to combat what comes with friction and fuse it in one watch? Spring drive. So this watch is accurate to plus or minus 20 seconds a year. When spring drive was created, they had to spend decades just trying to get this to market. It started in 1977. First prototype was 1999. 2004 was when they introduced the 9R6 series, which is already accurate. It's plus or minus 1 second a day.
Yeah.
This is now taking it to the next level. This is 20 seconds a year. That's 100 times more accurate than a Swiss chronometer.
So they've basically been working on this since 1977.
Correct.
And they just took their sweet time. They were probably doing other things, you know, working on other stuff. They forgot about it, put it in a drawer for a while, and
think
then
that's how the story
eventually
goes. Yeah,
figured
exactly.
it out. I always thought spring drive, and this is my ignorance to Grand Seiko, was the thing that had like the little measuring.
The power reserve. And it's still there. Look on the back. So the 9R6.5, which is like the standard spring drive that many people know, they'll have it on the dial side. This reverses to the back.
Okay, I like it on the back more because I always say when I see it on the dial, I feel like, listen, the dials are great on Grand Seiko. Everyone knows that. I'm not breaking news. But when I see that little thing, I'm like, why is it on there? That I love that they put on the back. I hope they keep putting it on the back in future watches.
Couple other things that's new for that watch. One is the size, 37 millimeters. That is way smaller than a typical spring drive. Further though, you have on-the-fly adjustment in the clasp. So people that are really in the weeds on Grand Seiko, they're like waiting for this. So that's a big notice. And then you have the titanium case as well, which you said you didn't have a titanium watch before you were rolling, which is interesting. So something to call out.
It always feels, titanium always feels like I'm not wearing a watch. And I haven't, it's like, I like feeling like I'm wearing something.
I get that.
But I put on some titanium and I'm like, oh, actually this is cool.
It almost shocks you. What I noticed with some people is they put on titanium and like the first reaction is like, is this a watch? This feels cheap. It almost feels cheap.
It feels cheap.
And it's the first time most people experience a bracelet in titanium is Grand Seiko. And I noticed that there's a lot of pushback on some of their bracelets. I think that's part of it because no one's really tried on a titanium bracelet before.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that size? You have a 222, that's 37, but very different 37 here.
I think my 222 is a little bit looser, kind of comes down up and down the wrist, and it feels heavier. So it doesn't feel like a 37. This feels, it's too small for me.
Okay, so we'll pass on that.
Yeah.
One other watch. So I pulled this aside because you mentioned you were interested in this as well.
Oh.
Zenith.
Yeah, I own one Zenith.
Okay.
Which I would have said Zenith before. Never.
That's the right English way to pronounce it, but in the industry we call it Zenith.
I mean, the one thing I've learned about watches is just never say the name of the watch if you can help it.
Nope, I try to avoid my French if I can because I never do it right and people get mad at me. 38 millimeter.
Such a classic. Oh, and that, like, compared to the 37 was just way too small.
So that's the lapis dial. It's new for this year. You know about the El Primero probably, 1969, one of the most important chronographs ever. It was completely put to the side in the 1970s. There was one gentleman at the manufacturing site that hid it in an attic, all the parts, so they could revive it.
Yeah,
Rolex
I was
reached out
just
to him.
reading that, yeah.
Rolex reached out to him and they wanted to have it in the Daytona. So the El Primero, it was modified. It went down to 4 hertz rather than 5 hertz. And you can kind of see it there. So it's running right now. Look at that central second hand too. You get a tenth of a second, isn't that neat? So 10 beats per second. You can see that now being shown on that larger display there.
That is so cool. The dial pops way more than I would have guessed.
That looks really good on you.
Yeah.
So far, I think that is my favorite watch on you. So I think we should hang on to that.
This is #1 for sure. I mean, listen, what I'm wearing right now is what I wear all the fucking time. So it's like this would absolutely fit. This is #1. I love this.
Let's put that to the side. So what we'll do is we'll keep going throughout the store.
Great.
And then we'll come back and then we can, by process of elimination, decide what you want to pick out. Just pull it out, it's just friction fit. You won't break it, I promise you.
You never know.
It's not a baby.
If it was a baby, I wouldn't be interested.
So there's a couple things you said you were interested in. There's a few things in here I actually, first time seeing that in the case. You said you like this, right? This is the new
I
bronze
love this
gold.
when I saw it on the bracelets, but I would love to check it out.
Okay, we'll check that out.
I'd love to try the Railmaster.
Okay, that's new. Let's see, anything else? I mentioned World Timer. What do you think? World Timer Octera?
World Timer is too much for me. World Timer is too much information. Like I just look at that and I'm like, maybe one day my watch journey takes me to a World Timer. But every time I see it, I'm just like, I wouldn't know what the hell I'm looking at.
Okay.
And I don't really travel the world that much.
What Omegas do you have? Do you have other Omegas?
The only Omega I have a vintage Speedmaster from '97, the year I graduated high school. I was talking to a friend and he was like, my most comfortable watch is my vintage Speedmaster. So I picked one up. I do like Omega. I mean, in the watch world, it's like an arms race, you know, amongst my friends, and everyone's going for the big dogs, and I'm like looking for the anti-Rolex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know the guys who are, you see people wearing the Daytona, and I'm like, what's the cooler version of that? You know, what can I?
So like the in the know type of way of
there are too many people that I hate that wear a Submariner. You know, and I have a Submariner, but I'm like, I need something a little different.
So that's bronze gold. That's a new one for this year. So that's a 42 millimeter case, bronze gold. They add a couple different metals to the alloy so it'll not tarnish the same way. If you've ever seen like a bronze watch, like dunk it in salt water, like turns green like the Statue of Liberty.
Yes.
This will not tarnish the same way. They add palladium and silver to it. So it has a different alloy compositions, around 9 karat gold. So that's why it's also not gonna be as expensive as some of the other gold options, but it looks the price. And I think that's where, like when we position this like on a strap, the value's pretty good on that front then.
Yeah.
You get like a gold looking watch for like mid 10,000s, you know, like 15 grand around for this. So.
And I love this. I really loved the No Time to Die, but I don't like watches with like movie branding. I don't want the IWC Top Gun. Like, it just feels like I'm like a little kid playing cosplay. But this seems like the normal version of it. You know, you still you have kind of the beige on the dial. It kind of looks a little vintage. I love the red. It's not too bright. It's a little subdued, so you can still pull it off. I love this.
Okay, so you're digging that.
I'm digging that. I wish it was on. The mesh bracelet is so unique. Like when I've asked, like, what do you think of this watch? It gets a wow.
Let's pull out the anniversary and then have Anthony look at the back, because this is probably exactly what you're talking about with the movie thing.
And the movie thing on the back is better than on the front, but it's just like, if I can avoid it, I will.
I get it. It's not for everybody. It's pretty nice though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
That is interesting. I did not think, because the bracelet kind of folds up underneath, so it doesn't feel like just a mesh bracelet. It really feels, fuck, this is cool.
I won't have you look at the back, because I actually think that looks really good on you. It's got that tighter weave pattern for the wave.
I love it.
That's the anniversary edition for Bond. It does have the James Bond case back, but that's one of their best sellers.
I know I just talked all this shit, but if I was going to get a watch based on a movie, it would be this one, because it doesn't scream Bond. If you know, you know. The back, okay. And listen, I don't try to say this publicly, but I'm a lot like James Bond. You know, just as a person in my day-to-day life.
You know the cameras are rolling, sir.
Yeah, but no one's watching this. But so I feel like it does kind of match me. Someone's like, "Are you wearing James Bond's watch?" I'm like, "No, he's wearing mine." You know, this is Pierce Brosnan level flex. I'm shocked.
You dig
at
that?
how much I love this.
All right.
Shocked.
I think that'll look better than this. I think. Like now, look at the.
Yeah, I was just trying to be nice by looking at that, but this is my problem. It's like it's brand new, but it looks vintage. It looks like they went back in time.
It's not as crazy brown as some people were suspecting. Like, what do you think?
I like it. I'm not a huge fan of the small seconds, because in the other version, which I don't like as much, it doesn't have that. I like a simple dial sometimes, but this is so beautiful that the small seconds doesn't bother me. I like this one a lot too.
You're liking a lot over here. So we got to trim it down.
I know.
Trim it down. Because you're only leaving with one today, right? And so we got to figure out what exactly will make sense. So if you had to narrow down maybe two from here, like what are your two favorites?
If I'm taking two, it's between these two.
Okay.
And I think if we can get the bracelet on that one, it might be that one. But I love this one more. I would put these two away. This is great. I love it, but I don't know if it fits in my collection.
Okay.
But yeah, the Bond, I'm shocked at how much I like that.
Okay, so we'll do those two. Do we want to pivot over to Blancpain now? I remember you said you were looking at...
Let's check out Blancpain.
Okay. So what do you know about Blancpain?
I know that it's pronounced Blancpain. I just found out. Again, it's a Rolex alternative, and I'm always looking for like a cool Rolex alternative that's like it's not because I couldn't afford a Rolex. It's because you guys are all wearing Rolex all the time. I'm gonna be different. You know, that I like this.
It comes from the same era as the Rolex Submariner. Now there's like definitely some contested idea of like who was first. What can't be debated is that dive watch history would not be the same if it wasn't for the 50 Fathoms. So we have a 45 millimeter steel.
This is huge.
That's 45.
This is a chunk of steel on the wrist, and people will say, you know, I can't wear that, my wrist is small. People will be like, I only have a 7-inch wrist. I got a 6.5-inch wrist. It's like a thin one, but I don't care. I've put on watches where I'm like, I know this probably looks too big, but I feel like I'm wearing a fucking bomb on my wrist, and I love it. And listen, I don't dive. I don't even go in the ocean because I've talked so much about sharks that I'm destined to be eaten by one day.
So that's the 50-15 case at 45 millimeters stainless steel. You think that works? You like 45? Like, what's the biggest watch you have in your collection?
This would be the biggest watch I have. But it doesn't feel like a 45. I mean, it looks big, for sure.
They all wear smaller. Okay, so you have 45. Let me throw this on you. So this is the 50-10. It's 42.3, but this is titanium as well.
I don't mind the rubber, but this feels small now. And again, like, Anthony Jeselnik walking down the street, holy shit, what does he have on his wrist? That's huge. Like, I'm okay with that. Even though this would probably, everyone would probably advise me to go with this one. But
That is more popular.
Yes, I believe it, but
You got to go with the heart.
I like the heft of it. I like the heft of it, although when I see pictures, it looks like you mugged a scuba diver. But it's just, I love it. And again, I will buy watches that I should not buy just because I fall in love with them. And I'm like, I want it.
It's got to speak to you.
Yeah.
And then now you're pulling up, I feel like half of this video is just you battling buckles.
Will be.
But all right, that's the ceramic. So green ceramic. Now this is like splitting the difference.
Yeah.
So now you're like in a 43.5 range for that case.
I definitely.
Now you're learning the technique now. This is how you handle a baby.
I definitely love the sailcloth more than the rubber.
So much faith in you, man. Hold on, we get it. We'll get it. Here we go. It's not perfect, but there it is. All right, so same movement on the inside. Now this is ceramic case, ceramic bezel, green dial. This is the bathyscaphe. Also in terms of price, these are getting closer to the 20 grand range.
Okay.
This is getting you to around 15. So I know that you're all about stunting. I just gotta throw out the facts for you as well.
I understand, but there's like, once you get above a certain level, everything's done. And every watch is a flex. I know I'm not the first person to say
Absolutely.
it.
It's a luxury to own these.
I've got an Oris that I flex. Just like I'm hanging out with friends and everyone's got their most expensive watch. Like, I got my cool Oris that I'm not worried about. Price doesn't mean anything to me when it comes to these three. I'm a successful comedian. But this green, I mean, it does split the difference. And this green, I don't think I've ever seen before. Like, it feels like it's like lit up. Like it illuminates off the wrist.
What do we think right now?
This is my favorite.
That's your favorite?
This was fun to put on.
You're
This would be
you're
fun
saying
to
a
wear
whole
for a
love
night.
letter for like 2 minutes.
I know. I mean, listen, come into the store, try on this watch. It is a beast. It is a piece of history, but I feel like I would get more wear out of this. And again, the green is what drives me to it. It is just a luminescent green that I really like this watch.
Based off of what you've been describing and what you've been hoping to get out of this next watch, I think this isn't going to provide as much flash because there's almost like this understated aspect of a black dial dive watch. I mean, it's like the idea, the image of a dive watch in many ways. So why not go for something like that that's a little bit different?
Exactly. Yeah, I think I would wear this more than I would wear this. But this would be like, there's some kids playing out in the backyard. I don't know them. I've got to go beat them up. I'm going to put this watch on to go beat those kids up.
Cool. Really quick before we proceed, so I think we have our one selected here. I was doing some screenshots because this is what I do in my free time. Is I watch your comedy, and then of course want to look at what's on your wrist. So in your recent special, Bones and All, you're looking down at a watch. Tell us what that is.
That is the Vacheron Constantin 222. That was the first time I ever walked into a boutique, and they were like, "You're AD's favorite comedian. Would you like the 222?" And I said, "What is the 222?" And they showed it to me, and I was like, this is the most beautiful watch I've ever seen. Like, the steel one is cool. And they were like, would you like the steel? I'm like, no, I have the gold. Like, it is the perfect watch.
That watch is better in that. So we were talking about this. This just looks like a Datejust, right?
That was my Datejust. That was the first nice watch I ever bought. I ended up selling it a few years ago.
I was going through your podcast clips. You're going through your podcast clips. This looks like Vacheron as well, right?
That is my chrono, my overseas chrono that I love. When Vacheron shrunk down the overseas line like a year or so ago, I was all in. I loved the watches before, but it was like, this is too thick. And then when they thinned it down a little bit, I grabbed a couple.
And one more. The Tudor.
That's a Tudor. Yeah, that's my Tudor Blancpain.
Is that the Metas, the burgundy bezel, the 41? Mm-hmm. 41?
Yeah,
Nice.
on the Jubilee.
How many watches do you have?
15, under 20, but like I've got like 8 that are like really nice, I'm proud of, and then ones that like I'll probably eventually sell that I just enjoy throwing on every now and again.
Okay, nice. Yeah, but you're into it. You know your stuff.
I like it. You know what? I'd like to try on now that I have the vintage Speedmaster. I'd love to try on the new one just to see what it's like.
Okay, let's do it. So let's see. We have a Hezolite and a sapphire version. What would you prefer?
Now, what is the difference?
Crystal. So Hezolite is going to have more of this warm hue. That was the original Moonwatch crystal type. Sapphire is going to be more scratch resistant. Also shows off the 3861 movement. Bracelet center links on this one all brushed. Here they're polished. logo will be applied to the dial on the sapphire. That one is all printed.
God, this feels crazy. After wearing the almost 30 years old one now, that's very nice.
So you can tell the difference here when you put it on?
I can feel it a little bit, and maybe it's just, this is brand new, but yeah, I mean, it definitely looks different.
It could also just be the case back, like how it's meeting your wrist. The bracelet as well, like has this fine link bracelet design. You have the 3861 on view in the back. It's a nice looking movement.
It is. And again, I'm always looking for the anti-Daytona. That I feel like if you wear, with the way the world is today, you know, no politics, just saying, I believe we've been on the moon. And I feel like Daytona's like, I believe in money, but I don't know about the moon. I might have some theories about the moon, but Omega is, science is good, we're gonna be okay.
Every time I talk about space on this channel, moon landing deniers everywhere.
Moon landing deniers, people don't believe in dinosaurs anymore. Like, I don't understand what's happening to the world. People are getting very dumb. I think in a few years, I truly believe that this will be like the Watch of the Resistance. It'll be like Hunger Games, and it's like if you're wearing an Omega Speedmaster, and I am not paid by the brand, but if you're wearing this watch, it means you believe in every scientific discovery that we have made in quite some time.
So what do we think? We have 2 Omegas already selected. Does that make the cut in the final, or you already have Speedmaster?
I just wanted to try it on. I just
wanted
to try it on. I would say I am between
4 watches, right?
I'm gonna say the Bathyscaphe. I really love this, but I feel like I want this on the bracelet because I love the feeling of this bracelet, but I think it would just look so cool with that, or the
Zenith.
Lapis Lazuli.
You got it.
Did I get it? Fuck yeah, I've been studying for months. Those are the watches.
All right, so let's pull all those over. Let's do some process of elimination now,
Great.
and then you'll make your final decision, sir.
Great.
Do it. All right, Anthony, so we have 4 watches on the table. Should we recap first and then start to narrow the herd?
Recap, tell me what I've chosen here.
Okay, so first, Bathyscaphe, green ceramic. Then we have Diver 300, people call this the Iron Man, bronze gold. Lapis Lazuli, Chronomaster original. And then we have the Bond Anniversary Edition, blue dial, which was a surprise pick.
I was shocked. I was shocked at the feeling of the bracelet. I did not know it would feel like that. And the blue is beautiful on this.
Okay, let's do this. Go in order. Let's remove 1 to start, and then we'll keep removing 1 until we get the final 2.
Okay, let me ask you this then. If I wanted this on the bronze gold bracelet, how long would that take?
I'd have to ask.
Okay.
But I think we could figure it out for you.
Okay.
So that's a possibility.
Okay. I prefer this to this just because of the bond thing, but I like the bracelet of this.
So I think you should probably put that aside. So that'll be the first removal.
I'll put the bond aside.
Okay.
Sorry, James.
We'll put that there. So that's making it.
That's
moving on.
Make the cut.
Now we have between these 2.
Now this is hard. This watch feels like a little bit of work.
What do you mean?
It's a little bit of work to keep it up to date. You got I don't have any watch that has a pusher thing in it. Like, I refuse to get a perpetual calendar that you have to do those things with. I like the IWC, but I do love that watch. What is the power reserve?
60 hours for this one.
Okay.
That looks really good on you, the blue. So that was striking. You have to remove 1 though.
God damn it, Teddy. Why'd you do this to me? I'm gonna lose the Blancpain.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a little surprising.
I know. The idea of this on a bracelet is...
So today, you could not have it on the bracelet, unfortunately. We can look into that. I don't know how long it will be. I don't want to promise something I can't keep, but we will eventually get it if that's something you want. So you have 2 different watches here. Again, drastically different watches. 38 millimeter stone dial, chronograph, high frequency versus bronze gold case. What's it gonna be, Anthony?
Yeah.
1 watch purchase today, what are you thinking?
You know what? These are both so beautiful, but I feel like sometimes buying a watch you feel like you're presented with an opportunity. You know, you're like, I know I'm spending the money here, but I feel fortunate that I am able to spend my money on this watch. And so I'm gonna have to go with the Zenith.
Really?
Yes.
I'm shocked.
Yes, so am I. So I knew I wanted to see it, but when I put it on, if this makes sense, it felt like I've always owned it. Like it just felt, and again, I wear watches that are too big all the time. I don't care. Tell me my watch is too big. I don't even hear it. It just sounds like applause to me. But this watch, I think truly fits me in a classic sense. It's got the pop. Again, I'm wearing denim jackets. I'm not wearing suits. So, and again, a very tough decision. I can't believe I'm walking out without this. I would have been happy with any of these four, but this feels like an opportunity. This feels like God saying, I finally forgive you for everything you've done. You're an angel now.
I wouldn't go that far.
I go far.
All right. Well, you know what? Enjoy your new watch, Anthony.
Thank you.
That's a really good choice.
Thank
In terms of like where we go next, we'll get you all set up here. We'll make sure you can wear this. But where can people find you? And because I'm going to be looking at your wrist. I'm going to be looking for this in the future. How can people stay in the loop and see the Zenith maybe on your wrist in the future?
I have decided to never do a podcast again, but you probably see me on one eventually. I am in Los Angeles right now, working on building the new hour. I'm excited to have a new hour to go get it back out and tour, and I'll be doing a show in Edmonton with Kumail Nanjiani, another big watch guy, Nick Kroll, can't afford a watch, and Pete Holmes, who tells time by looking at the sun. He's one of those religious people.
Very nice.
But I will do that with them in July, and then I'm just building the hour. So this whole year is me in LA. Working on. So if you go to the Comedy Store, you go to the Improv, you go to Largo in Los Angeles, you can come see me. Check out the internet. But I'll be on, and then I'll be back on the road next year with a brand new hour. And I'm halfway through it, and it's my best yet.
Amazing. We're looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy the watch. Thanks for doing this, dude.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was educational.
Of course.